It's simple and it's sad. Specs began to have what we call delusions of grandeur. What that means is, I'm the boss, I'm in control, I have an idea, we will do the idea that I have.
Mm-hmm.
This is a secret I have not told anybody, so you actually have this as a world exclusive. Thomas Herringerother, the boss of Battle of the Year, please understand, he was a personal friend of Specs.
Mm-hmm.
When Specs started with his ideas and his thoughts and everything, I thought to myself, okay, we can do this, but like you said, it's becoming like a script.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like this. Trix, we have 27 seconds to introduce the next act. Why 27 seconds? Because we are behind time. We have to be on time for the next break. Yeah, but maybe I need more than 27 seconds. Maybe I want to hype up the crowd before the battle goes, so everybody's ready for the battle. Why 27 seconds? This makes no sense to me. Yeah, well, that's how it is. We have to do it. Okay. That is just a short example, just a quick example of the kind of thing I was doing. Now, please understand, after a few years of this, I found myself, and this is the God's honest truth, standing on stage at Battle of the Year saying, I don't want to be here. Why? Because I'm not having any fun. It's sad, and it kind of is, yeah, geez, I don't want to start getting emotional here, man, but it's sad, but it's very, very true. I was not having any fun at Battle of the Year. And sadly, there was a really, really big fight between Specs and I. We were supposed to do some hosting for the film of Battle of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Things went wrong. Things were not done that should have been done. For example, in the movie, you never hear me say, tonight you're going to see some breaking, and some rapping, and some breaking, and some scratching, and some breaking, and some breaking, and some locking, and some repeat, and then you're going to see. You never hear it. Okay? Why? Because I messed it up. I messed up my lines, and the timing of when I should have said it had passed me by. Okay? Very, very simple. Now, we were doing this Battle of the Year movie, and there were all kinds of, I want to do this. I want to do that. I'm not agreeing to do this. I'm not agreeing to do that. Scripted movie, okay? Not hip hop, a scripted movie. I'm trying to do hip hop. Other people are trying to do scripted lines. Okay, so Specs and I had a really big falling out. It was something that I did, which he was correct, but I believe Specs went a little too far. And then I was really, really sad. The next year, I decided I would not do Battle of the Year. I spoke to Thomas and said, I am quitting Battle of the Year because hip hop is supposed to be fun, the same old thing. And he's like, yeah, but Trix, I kind of created a monster because Trix is part of Battle of the Year. And I'm like, whoa, okay. Because, yeah, but people expect to see it. Yes, Thomas. However, I am not happy on the stage with Specs at the moment. He is just not, we're not working so well together. And people are looking at me and saying, why is Trix being so quiet? If you look at the videos, you can see it. So long story short, I said, okay, Thomas, after a lot of meetings, running backwards and forwards to Hanover and Berlin, because I live in Berlin now, I said to Thomas, long story short, you have to choose. It's either you work with me or you work with Specs. Who do you want to work with? Because, okay, then I'm going to work with Specs. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And I will still come to Battle of the Year. I was still at the events. I was still there, but I was sitting in the back, the backstage, just hanging out. Lo and behold, 3 years later, the 3 years that I was gone, 3 years later, Thomas calls me. Trix, you were right. We cannot work with Specs anymore. Will you please come back to Battle of the Year?